Hello, Victory Village. I will not be before you long, okay? I just got a tip that the case for Tim Norman has been updated. And so I wanted to come on really quick and share with you guys what this article says. Thank you guys for always thinking about me, first of all. Thank you so, so much. Without you guys, I just can do this. I get tips. You guys are like so awesome, and I thank you so much. And so I am going to go ahead and get this underway. Now, this is the St. Louis Post Dispatch, okay? And it is going to tell us some information that you may or may not know. We're just going to go ahead and cover it and, just see what happens, okay? This is once again by Aaron Heffernan. He is the one that's covering this. This was 13 hours ago, okay? St. Louis prosecutors stunned many in St. Louis last month when they brought a murder for hire charge against a star of a long running St. Louis reality TV show about a wholesome family soul food business. Now, police files recently obtained by Post Dispatch reveal more about a burglary involving cash and jewelry worth at least $220,000. That rocked the famous family in the months leading up to what prosecutors say was a plot to kill a 21-year-old member of the family. The burglary was reported the evening of June 7th, 2015, at the North St. Louis County home of Robbie Montgomery, a former backup singer for acts such as Ike and Tina Turner. And in the 1996, she opened the first of her Sweetie Pies restaurants in Delwood. By 2015, Montgomery was 74 years old and known as Miss Robbie on Welcome to Sweetie Pies, a reality show about her restaurants that was broadcast on OWN. Her son, James Timothy Norman, who went by Tim, and her grandson, Andre Montgomery Jr., were regularly featured on the show. Here's where it gets interesting, you guys. On the night of the burglary, Miss Robbie called police when she returned home from a vacation to discover her house had been ransacked. Her life savings and retirement funds she kept in cash in drawers and safes were gone. This is what you guys have been speculating about. You guys have been wondering about this. I said, do you guys remember? I say every video, I'm sure she had a safe or something. Let me read this again for those of you who are just coming in. On the night of the burglary, okay, Miss Robbie called the police when she returned from a vacation to discover her house had been ransacked. Okay. Her life savings and retirement funds she kept in cash in drawers and safes were gone. So this answers some of you guys' questions as to where she would be keeping this money and why. Okay, let's move along. The police documents reveal officers initially suspected Andre Montgomery in the burglary, and after a few months out of town, he agreed to return to St. Louis to speak with police and take a lie detector test on March 10th, 2016. Look at that. That day, Andre denied being involved in the theft and told police he thought his uncle, Norman, was behind it. You guys rock because y'all said it. I didn't say a word. Y'all said it. This is your proof right here. Let me do this again. St. Louis to speak with, he returned to St. Louis to speak with police and take a lie detector test on March 10th, 2016. That day, Andre denied being involved in theft and told police he thought his uncle, Tim Norman, was behind it. Okay? Now let's move on. St. Louis County Police never closed the burglary case, but 4 days after Andre Montgomery was questioned, the 21-year-old was shot and killed near a fairground park. These are answers to some of you guys' questions. Listen, last month, Norman, 41 years old, was charged in federal court and accused of conspiring with at least two others in a plot to kill Andre Montgomery and collect on a life insurance policy against his nephew. Andre's final months Andre Montgomery joined the Welcome to Sweetie Pies in 2011. So this is going to begin the timeline, okay? That's really important. The reason they keep reiterating this is because this starts the timeline that they are looking at, you guys. So that he joined the cast in 2011, 11, excuse me, after he came to live with his grandmother, Miss Robbie. The show depicted Miss Robbie and her grandson visiting the grave of his father, Miss Robbie's son, Andre Montgomery Sr., who was stabbed and killed during a fight in Los Angeles in 1995 when his son was an infant. Okay, let's move on. Hi, how are you guys doing? Yes, JJ, you are absolutely right. Hi, Mr. YouTube Streets. You guys are awesome. Okay, y'all just got some answers, and so did I. Okay. Okay, the next paragraph says the teenager was a paid cast member of Welcome to Sweetie Pies, appearing in a chicken costume in scenes promoting the family restaurant, pursuing a rap career, and graduating from McClure North High School in 2013. Okay, but Miss Robbie's grandson got kicked off Welcome to Sweetie Pies by 2015, you guys, because he posted images with guns and what appeared to be marijuana on his social media accounts and refused to take them down, according to a police interview with Miss Robbie, who declined to be interviewed for this story. So this part I know for a fact is true because I've seen Andre Montgomery's what do you call it, the Instagram, and I've also seen the pictures pop up on the internet. Now, from my point of view, he did have a weapon in his possession, but I didn't see him with any drugs in his hand. As far as the other people in the picture, they were on his Instagram, but he wasn't doing that. But he did have his own weapon on him. They asked him to take those pictures down. He refused because he was kicking it with his friends. That was, those were his homies, and he couldn't be on the show anymore. Okay. So the timeline is now at 2014, you guys. Okay. When he returned, Miss Robbie paid for an apartment for her grandson in the Central West End and his tuition for community college music program, according to the records. So at this time, he wasn't on the show, but he also wasn't living with Miss Robbie. Somebody asked me that 2 or 3 times yesterday. I thought he went back to Texas, didn't you guys? I thought he went back to Texas. Here we find out when he returned, Miss Robbie paid for an apartment for her grandson in the Central West End, and his tuition was also paid by Miss Robbie for a community college for the music program, according to the records. Let's move on. Eventually, however, Andre Montgomery stopped going to class and was asked to leave the apartment building because his landlord accused him of using marijuana. Okay. After that, he was renting a room in a boarding house for $120 a month and continued to work at Sweetie Pies up until May 2015, around the time the burglary at his grandmother's home. Now let's move on. That week, he asked for his final paycheck and then left the city. He didn't return for around 9 months. Okay, this young man was gone for 9 whole months. But later, he explained to the police that he didn't come back because family members were accusing him of the crime that took his grandmother's life savings. So that's what was in the house. You guys were like, who would leave that much money in the house? Miss Robbie's life savings. Don't know why it wasn't in the bank. I'm not sure, what that was about, but it's plural. It's in drawers, which is plural, and then it's also in safes, which is plural. Now the article is going to move on to the burglary right here. Okay? As I walked into the house, I immediately noticed the house was completely ransacked. Every closet and drawer was rummaged through, and items were all over the house. And this was read by St. Louis County police officer who responded to the burglary at Miss Robbie's home. 2 handguns. This is what was missing. This is the police that's reporting this. 2 handguns were missing. At least $200,000 in cash was missing. Bottles of alcohol was missing. Gold and diamond jewelry were all stolen. Mink coats and designer clothes were thrown around the house. Didn't say they were taken, they were thrown around the house. Moving on. Ms. Robbie explained to police that she picked up the habit of keeping savings in the cash when she was a backup singer, according to the police report. So that's why you guys wanted to know why. It was just a habit. She told officers she would place a portion of her night's earnings in her boot and continue the habit through her life. So she told police she thought whoever broke into the house must have known her alarm code. Bam, I told y'all. Only a few close family members, which included Tim, hello, had access, including her son Norman, thank you, her grandson, of course, because Andre used to live there, and she put that on the report. Exactly, LL, exactly. Okay, moving on. Police began to investigate Andre Montgomery because of his disappearance shortly after burglary. Okay, he had told family members that he had a gig for his rap group out of town, though relatives had never heard of him getting paid for a performance before, according to interviews summarized in the police report. Police also tracked photos Andre Montgomery posted to social media of him posing with large amounts of money and new clothes. So this is why you guys he's a bona fide suspect. Listen to this. Police listed him as a suspect in the crime, but he did not return to St. Louis until 9 months, as the police said before. This was after the burglary because he was facing a misdemeanor assault charge in Texas and not allowed to leave the state. Once the Texas charge was dropped, he agreed to speak with the police and travel to St. Louis. Okay. Now, at this point, he told police that he left St. Louis to be with a girl who was moving to Florida, but lied to family members because he didn't think they would let him miss work for that reason. So he explained that the cash he possessed or he posed with on social media was given to him by the same girl, the girl that he was going to move in with. And she confirmed his account to police. So Andre Montgomery told police he thought Norman was behind the burglary the whole time. So that was his testimony. Okay. Norman was in California at the time of the break in, right? But Andre Montgomery told officers that he believed Norman had the influence to orchestrate it. Okay? Let me skip down here. This is important. So, Andre Montgomery explained to the officers at that time that his grandmother was trying to remove Norman from some sweetie pies business ventures. Hello. Miss Robbie eventually sued Norman in June 2016. Y'all remember that because it was on the show, claiming his operation of three out of state sweetie pies restaurants amounted to copyright infringement. And Andre Montgomery took a polygraph test at police headquarters on March 10th, 2015, but the results were inconclusive. So he told police that he had used marijuana the night before. He had been smoking, so officers asked him to return later after a period of refraining from the drug. Like, he needs to be clean to take the test. So Andre, he was killed 4 days later, so he never got to come back and take the test. And St. Louis County Police never applied for charges against anyone else in the burglary, even though Andre specifically said, I think my Uncle Tim is behind this, okay? Now, listen, the alleged plot, and this is where federal prosecutors come into play. So it says the federal prosecutors wrote in an indictment announcement in August that Norman took out $450,000 in life insurance policies, which is plural. So it's not just one, it was several that equals up to $450,000 on Andre. He did this a year before the burglary happened. So here our timeline is deepened, okay? He did this a year after the burglary in 2014, making himself the sole beneficiary. So by March 2016, prosecutors alleged Norman hired Terica Ellis, 36, an exotic dancer who was working in Memphis at the time, to lure his nephew to a St. Louis location. So this is where Ellis comes into play. Y'all, Ellis used to work at the Bottoms Up Club in Metro East and had been intimate with Tim. In the past, St. Louis officers found that out, and this was the detective Donald Thurman that I've been telling you guys about, and he testified this at a Tennessee court hearing this month. That's what he said. That is what he said. It's on record. He testified that the night of the shooting, Andre Montgomery came out of a building on Natural Bridge Avenue to meet Ellis, and a third party shot him. So that was her job. Maybe she told the truth about that, you guys. Federal charging documents say in the days after the shooting, Ellis deposited more than $9,000 in cash into several different bank accounts. But Norman is accused of then trying to collect on his nephew's life insurance policies, but was never able to get the money, according to court documents. So the answer to Susan's question is yes, Terica Ellis got paid before Tim tried to get the money. Tim never was able to get the money. Thurman then testified that Ellis told police that the burglary at Miss Robbie's home had made Norman's boys want to get him. That's what she said. Ellis and Norman were both indicted by a federal grand jury on charges of conspiracy to commit murder for hire and or murder for hire resulting in death. So Norman also faces an additional charge of conspiracy to commit wire and mail fraud because of that insurance fraud he tried to pull. Norman's life insurance agent, which was Wally, 42 years old, he was also charged, but y'all know he got out on bail. Wally worked in life insurance after a career in the music industry that included producing Nelly and all that kind of stuff. So after the charges, TV clips from Welcome to Sweetie Pie circulated, showing Norman mourning the death he is now accused of setting up. If you are innocent, why did you show up to the funeral with two bodyguards and a bulletproof vest? Okay. Norman visited the scene of the killing with his mother and TV cameras in 2016. I saw that last night because I had to get my stuff straight. But since Andre's passing, I haven't gone through this part of the city, Norman said on the show. Really, I've been avoiding it. I'm sure you have. So here we have all kinds of evidence, fingers, toes, everything is pointing in Tim's direction. And I'm sorry, but I feel like, and this is just me, after this new evidence has been released, you guys, I really feel like Tim was like, I gotta take Andre out because if he tells the police and they point the finger at me, I'm gonna go to jail for setting up this theft at my mom's house. That's just how I feel. Because you're supposed to come back and give testimony in 3 or 4 days, but then all of a sudden you're gone. Really? Listen, Tim is stupid, JJ. You ain't said nothing but the whole truth, nothing but the truth. LL says Tim wanted to make it look like he could be next. My thing is, why would you? Why? I mean, why? You could have asked your mom. You could have sat down and told your mom, listen, I messed up. I am in some deep trouble. You know what I'm saying? I need some money. I don't know what's going to happen to me if I don't get this money. I mean, why would you robbed your mother and you ransacked her house and then you put a hit on your own nephew? I don't care. I don't care. I did an interview earlier tonight, you guys, and I asked this she's a retired attorney. I asked her, I said, "What does this look like?" We broke down this case right here, and she said it was greed. It had to be for the insurance money. If he wasn't the only sole beneficiary on the policy, probably he could shake out of it, but because of that proof, he's going down. Hey, Mary. Marilyn Gale is in here. Hey, Monique. Hey, Dimples. Hey, kitties. But y'all know what I'm saying? It's so much more to this story, Dimples. Y'all know what I'm saying? I mean, I just feel like, I don't know when Tim initially thought he was going to, take this boy out or if he was. You know what I'm saying? Like, he could have been like, well, Andre ain't gonna live long because he out here trying to be a thug, blase, blase. But here now, everybody knows, okay, Andre's coming back in town because he agreed to take the lie detector test. And Tim said, I'm gonna have to move the date up. We're gonna have to take him out now. I'm telling y'all, Andre was gonna pass that test and Tim was going down. It just doesn't make sense. Like, this dude is ratchet. He's ratchet. LL says Monique's lounge, yes, Tim was jealous of Andre. I'm telling y'all. I'm telling y'all. And you know what? There's no wiggle room. There is no wiggle room. Because of those phone records, there is absolutely, positively no wiggle room at all for him to get out of this. To me, at this point, after this evidence, like, they could go ahead and just have his little court date and just let him go on and serve his time or whatever they're going to do. At this point, there's no wiggle room. You have Andre Montgomery willingly operating with the police. If he was guilty of stealing that money, it's nobody on this planet would be like, yes, sir, I'll come and, help the police out. I'm sorry. And he was honest about it. He said, I've been smoking marijuana. I've been smoking marijuana. He didn't lie to the police about it. He said, look, I got high last night. The police said, okay, clean your system out and then come on back. And he said, okay. He wasn't resisting anything. He wasn't like, I'm not going to be able to do this. He was like, yes, I'm coming. I'll talk to y'all. And even him suspecting Tim of doing this, he knew it. The boy told his family, if anything happens to me, Tim did it. Y'all saw what his sister sent me. She wrote me a long, detailed message, and her social media on Facebook says the same thing. This is a closed case. Like, I don't even. Mm-mm. And by the way, before I forget, as I was talking to the attorney on the interview earlier tonight, I did find out that Tim has been transferred and his name will not return on the docket because they're trying to keep him safe. So this is still an FBI case, you guys. It's still an FBI case. I found that out earlier today. So, um, just because I can't find him, on the public record or at any jail doesn't mean that he's been released. He's still under custody. But because of the problems he had in Mississippi, they went ahead and transferred him. So he is actually incarcerated in St. Louis, at an undisclosed location. So he's not out. He didn't get bailed out. His mother didn't bail him out. As a matter of fact, Tim doesn't have any bail. So he is under the watchful eye of the FBI. JJ said, no, stop keeping crime safe. Oh, Tanya. Hey girl, Tanya, he got some death threats and they had put him in a cell by himself in Mississippi because the guys were teasing him and they were saying they were going to kill him and they were making fun of him and it was too much. Tim doesn't deserve protection. LL, let me tell you, the police, like, I live in the South, right? So I'm used to this, they want him alive so he can pay for his crime. They want this to go to court. That's what they want. I wish he would, Tanya. I wish he would just go ahead and say who the shooter is. I don't even know if Tim understands what's going on at this point. Like, there's no wiggle room for him to get out of, so he may as well say who the shooter was. She said, girl, feed him glass. But Tanya, I agree. I feel like he should just go ahead and come clean at this point and just say, "Hey, listen, here, this is who I hired to shoot, my nephew. Just go ahead and get it out of the way." LL, a lot of people want to see him suffer, and I don't know. This is just a whole mess. But I wanted to come on here and tell you guys the information I had found out. I didn't know if anybody else had the report or not, but I gotta thank you guys for keeping me abrupt of this story because I have been out all day and I heard my phone dinging, and so I apologize because I could have got this out earlier. Because all of this news hit the airwaves like 13 hours ago, now 14 hours ago, and I had some business to take care of. But when I saw it and I read it, I wasn't even shocked, to be honest with you. I literally was like, I knew it. I knew Andre couldn't have stole that money. And this is proof. The timeline proves that Andre could not have stole that money, and the fact that he was willing to cooperate. So now, in my eyesight, I don't know about you guys, but for me, this means that, Andre's name is in the clear. And, let him leave Andre alone. At this point, it's all about Tim. Tim needs to come clean and say who the shooter is so they can pay for this. Because let me let you know right now, Tim is going to pay. Terica Ellis is going to pay. And whoever that shooter is, I know the shooter is not going to come clean. They may as well rat. They may as well just tell the truth. Tanya says he didn't have to do any of this. It's horrible. You killed your dead brother's son. And I agree, because I have never on the show, never in life, seen Miss Robbie deny Tim anything. If he really wanted something, I've never seen Miss Robbie deny Tim of anything. So I can imagine if he was in debt, he could have went off camera, sat down with his mom and talked, about this. Marilyn Gale says, yes, keep him alive so they can execute him. Andre's mom and family need to know everything. I feel like that too. I don't think he deserves to, and I don't mean this in a good way. I'm saying if they kill him now, that's too good. That's, you know what I'm saying? Like he needs to stay alive so that, all of this can come out in the open, because you have to understand, there's Andre's mother and family, and they still have questions. And look how many years it's been, and they're just now getting answers. Just now. I'm thankful that the FBI did not drop this case. I really am. I'm thankful they stayed on the case. And even if Tim doesn't snitch, they will find out who the shooter is. JJ says, I wonder, does Tim know the killer? Of course he does. Tim may hire someone through a third party. He probably never seen the killer. In my ratchet little ghetto mind, if I go back about 20 years in my life, I feel like Tim probably hooked up with Terica. Terica knows some heavy hitters in the club that come to see her dance or whatever. And, she probably put a little bird in somebody's ear for Tim. She had more to do with this than just bringing Andre a pair of pants. Because somebody said, I think it was Waffle's mom, why does the boy need a pair of pants? Now the cat's out of the bag, you guys. Andre had a girlfriend. They were moving in together. She gave him money, for stuff. And why does he need a pair of pants from a stripper? Just really? Marcia says, I really missed that show. I watched it faithfully. This is the only reason I subscribe to OWN on YouTube, so I can watch reruns. Just Be Real says, okay, keep him alive till they get everything. Exactly. Hey, Roxanne. Roxanne says Tim was in jail when his brother was killed. Yeah, he had to serve. He had to serve time. It was armed robbery. He actually did, he wasn't just one of the people, he was the guy. So he served his time for armed robbery. Tanya says, when the feds got you, they got you. I totally agree. It'd be different if this was like a local investigation, but it's not. And Tim is going down. There's no wiggle room out of this. He can't get out of this. Just Be Real. Oh my goodness. So I went to St. Louis, and I used to live in Texas, and I didn't even know all this was going on. So when I met Miss Robbie, Tim was in the building, but Miss Robbie, she was like, you know how she walks around the restaurant and she meets and greets people? So that's what was going on. But Tim was in the building, but I wasn't even concerned about him. I just wanted to meet Miss Robbie because I just love her like so much. And I was like, and now to know all this is going on, I'm just like, wow. But Miss Robbie Montgomery is one of the sweetest ladies. She treats everybody the same. She doesn't act like she's a celebrity. She just is awesome. She's an awesome lady. Like, I really like her. Somebody in the comments on one of my videos said that they thought Miss Robbie had something to do with this. I don't think she had anything to do with this. I don't think There's no way. And you have to understand, Miss Robbie is Tim's mother. So of course she still, loves him regardless of what he's done. But at the same time, when your children do something bad, you hate what they did. You don't hate the actual person. We, on the other hand, are not related to Tim at all. Hey lady, how you doing? We're not related to Tim. So we can think what we want. But I feel bad for Andre's mother, especially in his family, because after I talked to Andre's sister, I was like really, I don't know, my heart just went out. Like I just wanted to cry for like 5 minutes because I was like, I couldn't imagine. I could not imagine. So your brother is gone. Your biological father is gone. And the only Montgomery left is your nephew. And then you go ahead and take him out. Because listen, Tim is a Norman. Tim is not a Montgomery. So there are no more Montgomery men. Like Andre was it. LL said Terica will bar dance now. She go bar dance all right. She go bar dance right where she at. She ain't going nowhere. She'll stay behind bars. She did. Miss Robbie did. She wanted his case solved, and she said on the show, whoever did this, they knew who he was. Dimple said, "I think Miss Robbie suspect him along from the way you know what, in a way, I kind of sort of feel like not just Miss Robbie but other members of the family kind of suspect it, and I feel like that's why their social media is semi quiet because they don't want to slip up and say something. Um, but that I just feel like that. I feel like that after seeing how they interacted with each other on the show. And Charles was like just devastated. He was heartbroken. If Charles ever gave an interview, he probably would have to just say, "Yeah, I believe." And this is just me speculating. I've reached out to everybody, not for an interview, but just to give, words of encouragement and a prayerful word because I hate this. I hate this so much. And I wish it was an open and shut case. I do. I wish that this was enough evidence to put Tim away. I really do. Lady said, Minister, can you tell me what are the new details, please? And thank you. Sure. I don't want you to go all the way back. So let me just scroll up and see if I can rephrase this. So for Lady 69J, there was more stolen out of Miss Robbie's home than just the money. And I'm looking to see. She said that there was fur coats and stuff tossed all the way around, but there was money. The money was her life savings and just some money from the restaurant. Her jewelry and diamonds, stuff like that was missing. And so let me see, in 1996 she opened the first sweetie pies on the night of the burglary. Okay, on the night of the burglary, Miss Robbie called the police when she returned home from a vacation to discover her house had been ransacked and her life savings and retirement funds she kept in cash and drawers and safes were all gone. So that's the part that we didn't know. Also, new evidence did show that Andre was cooperating with the police. And I feel like Tim knew that, and it just kind of pushed up the date for Tim. Let me go ahead and, it may be sloppy, but I got to kill him now because he's cooperating with the police. Yeah, Tim knew. And look, the evidence is right here. She said only a few people knew her code to her house. Miss Robbie, number one, lives in a gated community. Number two, Miss Robbie has ADT and something else with cameras and everything on her house. At that time, no own cameras were on, and she didn't have like cameras inside the house or whatever. So if you were a family member of Miss Robbie, you could walk in and out if you had that code. Right here in black and white, it says Andre Montgomery knew, but Tim Norman also knew. And very few members of her family, they knew that code. It was a code that she put in place, and I would expect Andre to know because he used to live there. But this is just me. Once again, y'all know how I am. Ain't no way I'm giving Tim the code to my house. I don't care if you my son or not. You went to jail for armed robbery. I just don't feel safe. I'm going out of town. What you need to be in my house for? I mean, that's just me. That's just me. You're welcome, lady. JJ, my daughter is 27 years old, and you ain't coming in my house. If I go to Hawaii on vacation, the Bahamas, you welcome to come with me. But you not what you in my house for? You got your own house. We got the same food. We shop at the same grocery store. You know what I'm saying? You don't need to be at my house. You need to be handling my business. You don't need to be at my house. Marilyn Gale said, I saw Charles at in Hollywood and he looked lost. I didn't say anything to him. I found out later Andre had been killed. That's what it was. Because the episode, like, he twice I saw Charles like literally break down on the show after they told him that Andre had been murdered, and then like before that, the graduation. I feel like everybody was just emotional when Andre graduated because nobody actually believed but Miss Robbie, I don't know, she put the fear of God in him or something because he got that diploma, he was wearing that cap and gown, and I just really had high hopes. I was like, another black man, he's fixing to do something. And then here comes Tim. Mm. Hey, Brenda. Brenda said, I agree with you, Boo. Tim and them. She said, heavy hips wouldn't have my key. No, you're not getting no key to my house. You're not getting, and it's not that I don't trust my daughter, but I'm just saying, like, I want everything in my house like it is. So when I come back home, I don't want to be, because I know how my kid is. On my other YouTube channel, I do makeup and I have a lot of PR in here, and I'll come home and some of my makeup will be missing, and it'll be a week or two before I even, notice. So, nope. You go buy your own lipstick, or you wait till I get back home, or whatever it is. But the thing that I don't do is I don't really carry cash, and I certainly don't leave a lot of cash in my house. Now, let me see if y'all thought of this. In this report, it said that Miss Robbie kept stuff in multiple safes. In my mind, Tim not only knew the code to the house, but he knew the code to the safes, because you know what I'm saying? Tim knew too much. He knew way too much. I need you not to know so many things about Miss Robbie's house. Thank you, LL. I appreciate it. Screen Learning. Hey, hun. Long time no see. Terica Ellis and the insurance broker better start making deals. If they have not already, I would not trust him if he allegedly took out his nephew and was planning on taking out Robbie. That's another thing. I noticed that in this report, they didn't touch on that, but family members did confirm last week that this was the truth, that $1 million policy was taken out. And I guarantee you, Wally probably did that too. And it was probably forged because you need their signatures to make it legal. So are you using a rubber stamp? Well, how are you getting these signatures, Tim? Tim Norman, how are you getting signatures for insurance policies and things? I'm just, oh God, I'm so glad Tim Norman ain't no kidding me, because God, like, I just, Miss Robbie probably could just smack that boy all up and through, smack him into the middle of 5 years from Sunday. Change me. How you doing? Tim gave two sons that won't know their father and will be raised by another man. I'm trying to tell you, this is another thing. And I don't know how other women in the audience feel, but for me, I would be like, you know what? I don't really want to take my child to prison to see his father. I feel like, you know what I'm saying? You should care enough about your children to stay out of trouble. So not only that, you guys, but look at Terica. Terica's mother has both of her children, and she's probably going to lose custody. And I don't know how many years you get for, co-conspiracy, but it was very clear. She didn't get bail, and they may as well just go ahead and lock her up because she didn't already told on herself. Yes, Tim has two kids. He has a little boy that just turned 1, and then he has the junior that was on the show. Yeah. LL said Tim's kids need to change their name. You're so silly. Brenda says, "Oh, you best believe Terica's singing like a canary. I would too if she got any sense because she's stupid and she has two kids. You know what? She wasn't thinking about her kids though. She was not thinking about her children. Neither one of them were. These people weren't thinking about their children. Now you look at this. I was told that Andre had a child. Andre Andre's baby really will grow up without Andre. Period. The same way Andre had to grow up without his father. You see the cycle? Do you see that cycle? And now here Tim is not helping this any better. If he was any type of uncle, he would have been trying to raise that boy and help protect him and stuff instead of looking at his debt and looking at Andre as a way out. Because you don't take somebody's life for money. You get your butt up and you go get a job and do things the right way. And he's not that good of a criminal because if you went to jail for a crime the first time, what made you think you were so smart that you were going to get it right this time? Seriously. Change Me says Terica's talking. She may not get too much to his Tim. Andre don't have any kids. Does he not? So that was a false statement. Thank you. Andre mother said Andre didn't have a child. Okay, thank you. Because I saw a lot of people in my comments saying that Andre had a kid. And I was like, where did this kid come from? I didn't know anything about it. So I'm glad to know that that's not true though, for real, because that would have been devastating. So I appreciate you guys for saying that. Dishima Wooten says Andre's mother said Andre didn't have children. Thank you. Ella said they better be talking to God. I mean, they can talk to Jesus on the main line, but they still going to jail. Hey, Rebecca. Rebecca said Andre has no children. Right. That's what his mother said to a person that reached out. I appreciate that because I had no idea. I know on the show Andre didn't have a child. I never heard him speak of a child. Nobody said anything. So, I didn't know if it was true or not. You heard the same thing? Yeah, I didn't think cuz I didn't Jesus is not accepting any phone calls. Just be real, said Jesus is not accepting any phone calls. Well, you know what? I don't know. Brenda said all this was senseless. I agree. Andre's gone and the family is torn apart. And for what? Because he's not getting a dime and he put both sides of the family in turmoil. Tim needs Jesus. He needs more than Jesus. And them bodyguards and them bulletproof vests obviously didn't help his sorry behind from keeping him from going to jail. So he's going to be going from jail to prison. There's no way out. They just said Jesus will take our call. I mean, you can talk to Jesus. He's always there. What I'm saying is, comma, Tim is going to prison because you conspired, like you put this whole thing in motion and the cat is going to come out of the bag. I feel like Tim was behind the burglary at Miss Robbie's house, and even though the FBI doesn't think this is important or they're just not saying, but when Sweetie Pies was broken into, I feel like Tim had something to do with that as well. The restaurant, yes. Miss Robbie's home, yes. I feel like he did it. I feel like that was Tim. Hey fam, how you doing, Naj? I just feel like that. And I keep reading this over and over. I keep reading it and I'm looking at it and I there's no wiggle room. I don't see any way Tim can continue to say I was set up or I was framed. There's no way. The only thing that I can say for sure after the investigators broke this down You know what I'm saying? The only thing I can say for sure is now I do not believe Tim was the shooter because he was in fact out of town. And the reason I believe that is because the investigators were able to track their whereabouts as well as the phone conversations. So whoever was on that phone, wherever Tim was at, he was not near um where Andre got shot. So there is another party involved. So you've got Terica, you've got Tim, you've got Wally, and the shooter who we still don't know. LL said none of these issues was going on until James Tim Norman came home from prison. Exactly. Naira, 20 vet, you were so right. Tim doesn't deserve protection. Not at all, ma'am. Not at all. Not at all. Dimple said what's done in the dark comes to the light. Amen. And it is, because who knew about this? Who knew about this? Hey, Miss Lee, how you doing? Miss Lily 94, hello, new subby. I hope Tim gets life, no parole. He definitely will. There's no way he's gonna be he's a manipulator. I think that Tim will probably get the most time if he's even eligible to get out of jail. He will probably get the most time because he had to be really cold, calculating, manipulative to talk someone into taking Andre's life, unless he paid a professional to do it. And I don't see that happening because Tim didn't have the money he portrayed himself to have. Otherwise, he wouldn't have, done this. He wouldn't be around stealing and looting and carrying on. JJ said, I bet Tim was watching 48 hours. That's right. I used to live in Houston. And you're right, LL. They still do the death penalty there. I saw the police station, well, the prison where it happens. Is it Decatur, Texas or Huntsville, Texas? Because I'm in Alabama right now, but it has a similar name like that. It's a big old white prison, and they still do the death penalty there, and it is really scary looking. Hey, Summer Breeze, what documents were missing from Miss Robbie's home? The documents, they didn't get the documents. And I'm fixing to tell y'all why. Hey, Rebecca. Rebecca said life. I'm fixing to tell you why. Tim was not able to get Andre's death certificate or anything from the coroner because that was sent to his mother. So Miss Robbie didn't have that, and she didn't have any copies. It didn't belong to Miss Robbie. Miss Robbie was never his legal guardian. Do you see? So Tim didn't think about that. Andre's mother is still alive. That belonged to her. That belonged to her. Andre was her son. So Tim didn't get those documents. Never would have. The only way Tim could have gotten those documents in order to secure that insurance policy is if he was actually friends with Andre's mother and kind of swindled his way in that way. Marianne Price, hi. Pam and the stripper, if convicted, they can get the death penalty or life without parole. I believe that. Roxanne, love that name. If Tim was smart, he wouldn't take both safes, even if he knew the code to it. That's what I'm saying. Like, that's why she said on the show, it all makes sense now. She said, whoever did this knew I was out of town. It all points back to him. Okay, Kimberly. Kimberly says Tim was in town when Andre was shot. Was he? He was there less than 24 hours, stayed at a hotel. Terica contacted Tim and said Andre was shot, and Tim flew back to LA. So when the prosecutor said he wasn't near that, okay, so he was in the city, but he wasn't near where Andre got shot. Maybe that's what it was. I'm under the impression that the FBI agent, Mr. Thurman, Detective Thurman, was meaning that he wasn't close enough to be the shooter. Just be real says Missouri is a death penalty state. For real? Uh-oh. Marianne Price says, correction, Tim. Lady 69, do anyone know what prison he's in? No, the FBI has taken over that because they're trying to keep Tim alive until his court date. Hey, sexy sister. What if Heritage Ellis was the shooter? She had a lot to confess except the shooter. I mean, Terica could actually. No, I don't see that. It's a good speculation, but no. Just looking at her mugshot, no. LLC, yes, in St. Louis, but not near the scene. Yeah, because they had there's something like on those burner phones, you can find the location and all that kind of stuff. The report tells everything. Just Be Real says, okay, Tim, live a natural life in prison. I mean, let him suffer in prison. You know he gonna get beat up. Y'all know Tim is going to get beat up. They gonna whoop his behind in the prison. And with them hips, he might get him a couple of boyfriends up in there, cause you know when you've been locked up in prison for so long, I mean, that's what I heard. I ain't never been to prison, but I'm just saying what I heard through the grapevine. Marilyn Gale said, "Yep, I looked it up when it first happened. Missouri is a death penalty state. Jesus fix it." Phyllis, what's up? Attitude problems. He has a personality disorder. Brenda says, yes, he better not drop the soap. Girl, they ain't even waiting on him to drop the soap. As soon as he bump into somebody with them hips, hunty. And they ain't felt no woman's hips in forever because they've been locked up. Hey. You right, Rebecca. He's gonna be somebody sweet something. Hello said Tim can open up a sweetie pies in prison. They go open something up. They call him Big Mama Tim. I would just hate to have them hips in this situation. I blame y'all for this because I wouldn't even notice Tim's hips if it hadn't been for y'all. Naj said probably why his hips was girl, because he was in prison for 10 years. How you get hip? Okay, I noticed that when he was on the show, he had the jailhouse muscles. Y'all know how you get jailhouse swole because you be doing them push-ups and stuff like that. He has some for real jailhouse muscles. So, I mean, I don't know. Ugh, that's nasty. Mm, mm, I can't. We're not gonna talk about it. He did on Instagram, he did have some man boobs. I guess he stopped working out, Marion. And he stopped working out. But Janae looks good. Have y'all seen Janae Phyllis? She said Janae should feel relief. The man boobs were out there. Like I noticed he had his shirt on, and I was like, "What is going on? Is this an A cup?" I'm not understanding because he used to work out, and then I'm looking at Janae and Janae posing with her new husband and her new man. I'm like, Janae, girl, I feel like I need to go back to the gym. Woo, okay. Tim probably got Andre's information from employees' documents. Yes, and you know what? That's absolutely correct. But they did on the report that it is falsified information and having no document. So the falsified information could have been social security number, driver's license number. The signature would have had to be falsified. Yup. And you're right, Phyllis. $10,000 is not worth somebody's life. I'm not fixing to play a part in it. Terica is stupid. I mean, if you're a stripper worth your grain of salt, you know what I'm saying? You don't have to be a heathen to know this either. Like, if you're a stripper worth your grain of salt, you're gonna make $10,000 pretty quick, fast, and in a hurry. Ugh, Harry Potter. I'm fixing to go when you tell my what's the tea. Phyllis, have y'all seen her Instagram? She looks totally different. Miss Lily, y'all know I'm silly, and then it's 12:34 a.m. It ain't even Monday no more. It's Tuesday, and I'm real sick. Yes, Terica fell for the hippo. She fell for all them hips. I don't know how his hips was looking when he was visiting the strip club. You know what I'm saying? Oh, and somebody asked me, okay, what you need to do is look at the last season of Sweetie Pies, and you see a girl when Tim opened up that new restaurant. I want to say it was the fifth season. It could have been the fourth, but when Tim opened up that new restaurant, you will see Terica Ellis in the audience. And I wanted to state that because somebody had asked me what episode it was. For those, if you were wondering, that could have been how Andre met Terica, unless he was going to the same strip club. Because I know that Andre and Tim were not hanging out, but both of them seemed to know Terica Ellis. But I do remember Terica being in the audience. She wasn't working for Sweetie Pie. She was a customer, and she probably came up there to see Tim. That's what I'm saying. How you gonna be a broke stripper? Yes, Rita, she was one of the customers. She came there to eat, but I really feel like she probably came there to see Tim. And or she could have been Tim's girlfriend at the time for all I know. But she had to be a broke stripper, Marilyn. She had to be a broke stripper because $10,000. Now I live in the South. You know what I'm saying? Like, I've been married before. You got your husband and, y'all go out. Where y'all going? Are we going to the club? All right, boo. I'll see you when you get back. Whatever. You know what I'm saying? These girls be making bank in the daytime and at night. And you telling me that it's going to take you longer than a week to make $10,000, 2 weeks, and you got two kids? You ain't dropping it like it's hot enough. You is not burning the midnight oil on this stage. You doing something wrong. You doing something wrong. I'm just saying. You got $10,000 to a stripper? Child. Come on now. Don't sleep on the day shift. Cause I heard that day shift, when the men work third shift, they get off of work and then they don't go straight home. Go to the strip club, they still in there, they make them a little change and then go on home and get some sleep because they gotta get up and do the family thing. Yes. These strip clubs stay open 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. The strip club does not shut down. So what I'm saying is Terica should have picked up some extra shifts. $10,000 to a stripper shouldn't be, nothing. Rebecca said Andre also told his family that Tim does not like him, according to the blogger that reached out to her. Now, I did see a repeat episode on OWN right here on YouTube, where Tim pushed Andre, and Andre and Charles went to talk to Miss Robbie about it. And that's when I first discovered that Tim did not like Andre. And I thought, how can you treat your nephew like that? That is your late brother's son, and you just pushed him out the way. Like, I didn't understand any of that. That's crazy. Brenda said she was doing a lot wrong. Where it got her now, she's not going to be around to raise her children. Absolutely not. On the OWN network, Harry. On the OWN network, OWN, right here on YouTube. It's the Oprah Winfrey Network. She gonna have to be picking up some shifts in jail, just be real, because she ain't going nowhere else. She broke down she thought she was gonna get out on bail. And I understand, you got kids, you messed up, you probably want to say goodbye to your kids, but you know will her mother bring her children to the prison to see her? I don't know. Is she gonna get life without parole? Is she, I mean, it's so many questions. Summer Breeze says Terica should have hit Tim up for the big cash before he lost it. She was dumb. I think at that point, Tim probably was trying to show out for Jennifer with her crazy behind. Jay said Andre's mother said he has no children. Somebody else told me that, but thank you, because I didn't find any record of him having a child. Just Be Real said just share and subscribe. Thank you. Please subscribe. I like this audience. Y'all are fun. Marianne Price says, forgive me for the curse word. I forgot. No, you're fine. Be yourself. This is the no judgment zone. We come here to chill out and find, the tea on who's being stupid in the world today. Hey Phyllis, Tim, no more Bentley rentals. And I know that's right, because he can't own no Bentley. Y'all know I found out Miss Robbie was worth a grip. I can't remember the actual digits, but I did that video remembering Andre Montgomery, and that article revealed how much she was worth. I said, "My God, hey Santo, how you doing?" Yes, honey, Miss Robbie is far from broke. Okay. You think she's gonna get 20 years? Just be real. I mean, I don't know. 15, 20 years. Maybe she'll get out for like good behavior, but I can't see her. I mean, I don't know. She looked kind of scared on her mugshot. So she probably will, get time off for good behavior, but I don't think Tim is ever going to see the light of day. Um it was 12. Okay. Yeah, cuz I she's worth a grip. She's worth a grip. It's up there in the double digits for sure. I said I did not know Miss Robbie had it going on like that, but she does have multiple she's got multiple restaurants, multiple businesses. She has songs out right now because I got the Sweetie Pie Shuffle myself. Don't judge me. But I like that little song. I think it's cute. And then remember, she also has royalty money still coming in every time. They play something from Ike and Tina. They still get royalty money, so she's doing good. Doing good, babe. Hope you're good too. I am. I'm all right. I've been on here for like an hour. I got to go. Y'all ain't gonna let me get no sleep, and I'm sitting up here trying not to laugh. I'm supposed to be being serious, but every time y'all say hips, they don't say Tim. Naj, y'all ain't saying Tim, y'all saying hips, and ooh. And then somebody brought up his man boobs, and it just really made me uncomfortable. Like, ugh. I do too, Phyllis. I love Miss Robbie. I think she's all that and a bag of chips. Like that woman just makes my day. Naj, don't laugh. That don't make y'all feel uncomfortable. Like Tim has man boobs. Like, ooh, that's nasty. Oh my God. Brenda said, that's why she was on Tim had about her gripe running around like she had mad cash. Right. And she wanted that big ring. Y'all. When I tell y'all Jennifer is so dumb, the only reason she got with Tim because she was making her entrance back into Basketball Wives. Y'all noticed that? Every time a reality show member wants to go back on their other show, they always make a guest appearance on somebody else. So she literally used Tim. And when I saw Jennifer on Sweetie Pies, I knew. I said, I bet she coming back to Basketball Wives. And sure enough, she did. Sure enough. Marianne said, no, she won't get out of jail at all. I hate it. Phyllis said, Tim loose lips bring big hips. Girl, I heard it was something else that brought them big hips, but I had completely forgot about he was in jail for 10 years. It ain't no way that you been in prison for 10 years and ain't nobody try to get at you. Stop it, Tim. I bet you he didn't have them hips. His hips wasn't spread like that before he went to prison. If somebody find a picture, send it to me. Email it to me. I wanna know what Tim looked like before he went to prison the first time. I'm telling you. And he was young when he went to prison too. Jennifer got a Lewis, a Lewis it. Ooh, Jesus fix it. All right, y'all. I love y'all so much. If you have not subscribed to my channel, please do so we can do this again. I love y'all so much. And if I found out anything else on this, y'all know I'm gonna hit y'all up real quick. Don't forget to check my other channel out. And y'all, listen, before I go, I'm running a contest. I'm giving away a $50 gift certificate that you can spend anywhere. I have another channel, and if you guys subscribe to that channel, I am going to be picking a subscriber from that channel for the Thanksgiving giveaway. So make sure that y'all, go on over there. Listen, my other channel is not like this. We do is cut up over there. So I'm letting y'all know in advance, but I am giving that $50 gift card away because I want somebody to have a really great Christmas and you can spend it for Christmas, Thanksgiving dinner or whatever. But anyway, just to say thank you because I love y'all so much. So I'm going to get out of here and get some rest because I got a big day tomorrow. But thank y'all so much. Oh, Santo, it's on my community tab. It's just my name, Twanna, Twanna. But you'll see it if you go to my community tab. It says, you know, the giveaway, YouTube giveaway. So, all right, y'all, I love you, and I will talk to y'all tomorrow. Good night, everybody. Mwah.